Welcome to another edition of Let's Play WCW 2000. We are a little over a week away from Night of the Legends, when we honor the names of the past from WCW, those being coupled together to make the first class in the WCW Hall of Fame since the year 1994. But we still got a lot of build ahead of us, so let's jump right into the program tonight on Thunder. Dean Malenko makes his first match, competes in his first match since the loss at Mayhem that saw the Revolution come up short against the Animals. And as I mentioned before, and I'll mention this again, as the booker in this game, when people's contracts are expiring, you don't have complete control over who you release, because the owner can step in and say, no, you're re-signing this guy and that guy, and offer him a contract, and you have no say. Yes, in the case of a pay-per appearance, you have a little bit more say because you could just release the guy. But as far as a written contract goes, you don't have a say in how long the contract is. So if, the owner re-offers the guy a 3-year deal, then you are going to keep the guy for a 3-year deal unless you're going to pay him probably over $100,000 to buy him out. So it might just be more worth it to keep him rather than buying him out. But Chris Benoit, Shane Douglas, and Perry Saturn are on free agency because Eddie Guerrero and Dean Malenko are the only two people that Ted Turner stepped in and re-signed personally. But either way, this is Dean Malenko's first match back since Mayhem. Another pre-show match is David Flair and Crowbar step up and go against Nate Matson and Art Kincaid in a pre-show match that nets David Flair and Crowbar one of their first wins of the year. That's basically the reason why I did the match, to give them a win. Simple. The third and final pre-show match, Low Key versus Conan, and Conan gets the victory over the guy who gets injured in the middle of a match with the flu. Go figure. Now we head to the opening contest, a ladder match for the WCW Cruiserweight title, and Juventud Guerrera defeated Chavo Guerrero to retain the WCW Cruiserweight title, which means in 1 week's time, someone new will be challenging Juvi, and it will not be Chavo Guerrero. The Total Package makes his way out to the ring, and the Package is pissed off, and you can tell just by he's yelling and screaming and bitching and moaning. He's pissed off about what happened, about how he's been ignored in WCW by Terry Funk and by WCW management, and that he doesn't have a match at Night of the Legends, so he is putting out an open challenge to anybody for Night of the Legends to come and face the Total Package. And of course, Package is interrupted by the Blue Meanie. So, what else does a pissed off Total Package do? The pissed off Total Package decimates the blue guy in about 2 minutes with the torture rack, sending a message to anyone who thinks that he may be up easy pickings come Night of the Legends. Now we see a video highlighting this past Monday night on Nitro. Hugh Morris defeats Vampiro. Two guys who really haven't done much, but, you know, you use Thunder to... excuse me. I use Thunder to my advantage by giving guys like them two some TV time. The Harlem Heat up against the Blue Bloods, and, of course, Booker and Stevie get the victory over Dave Taylor and Steven Regal. As we move closer to match number 2 between the Harlem Heat and the Outsiders at Night of the Legends at the end of February, and also Booker T and Stevie Ray are asked about what it means that Hulk Hogan is back in the WCW, and they say it's great because Hogan is with us, not against us, because we don't need another sucker to take down. And now Meng going up against two local guys. And Meng gets the victory in about 3 minutes to, I guess, show how dominant Meng is, even though he may have came up short against Eddie Guerrero at Super Brawl. He is still a dominant force in the WCW. More strategizing by the NWO, as Jeff Jarrett says to Scott, he has to focus on Ric Flair, but know that he has his back, and that he's got a challenge to answer from a washed-up has-been who thinks he's being smart, challenging the Chosen One. And this is, speaking of challenges, this is where Jimmy Hart puts out the challenge once again to Eddie Guerrero for the United States title. This, in about a week's time at Night of the Legends, as Meng wants another shot. Keep it on going. Mike Rotunda up against Jeff Jarrett, and Jeff Jarrett gets the win. But even though this match did get a good amount of time, because I knew Mike Rotunda would put up a good performance against Jeff Jarrett, that's partially why I did the match. But the match is more for to allow Jarrett to just be out at the ring and grab a microphone and say that he accepts Road Warrior Animal's challenge for Night of the Legends, and he will show him exactly why he is the Chosen One, and why it might be the Night of the Legends, but it's not a night of celebration. And now, just like always, it's time for the Bam Bam Bigelow Invitational Challenge, as Bigelow is out to make an open challenge to face somebody in a hardcore match for his hardcore championship. And this week, Big Vito accepts his challenge, and once again, for the 8th time, Bam Bam defends his hardcore title successfully against Big Vito. And then post-match, he once again challenges Commissioner Terry Funk to a rematch and says that Night of the Legends is his opportunity to prove that this title is more than just a joke, that this title is a serious championship, and this is a serious title reign. And the only way that he can do that is by beating the hardcore legend, Terry Funk. But he goes on to say, it's clear to me now that in his old age, Terry Funk has become a coward that may need just a little bit of convincing. Alrighty then. This is kind of disappointing and kind of surprising, but also because of how I had to do it, it's not shocking. I realize now that maybe I should have waited to put this match on Nitro, but due to the finish that I chose, which I can even look here, penalized for booking decisions, penalized for face heel combination. So the match got penalized because it was two baby faces in the main event, which, by the way, the main event is the most heavily weighted match on the show. So the fact that I got a 61 in the main event really hurt the show. Lost its popularity in 11 regions. Alright. Not really what I was expecting. Not really what I was hoping for. Especially when, you look down the card and you see Jeff Jarrett did better. You see Harlem Heat and the Blue Bloods did better. It's disappointing because I didn't expect the draw to hurt the match as much as it did, but it did. So hopefully we can come back and recover this Monday night on Nitro, as Hulk Hogan will be in action this Monday night on Nitro, as this Nitro is the final Nitro before Night of the Legends. But remember, it's Nitro and then Thunder and then the pay-per-view, so we have 2 more shows before the pay-per-view. What I'd like from you, though, now is to let me know down in the comment section below, what would you have done differently with this show? Was it a bad choice to make Eddie Guerrero and DDP main event? Should Mike Rotunda and Jeff Jarrett main event it? So let me know down in the comment section, what was your favorite part of the show, what was your least favorite part of the show, and what would you have done differently if you were me? But also, if you don't want to leave a comment, you can always leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more content just like this that you can only find right here at Wrestling Express. I promise I'll do better next time. Stay tuned to find out on Nitro. Later.